Welcome everybody to the Head Talk Show. Wherever you are watching from, go ahead and say hello. And if you are catching the replay, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, go ahead and type replay so we can know that you're rewatching the show. So I'm super excited to have you guys here today and for our guest that is coming up. As you guys have seen in this series of shows, I've had so many amazing guests to come up on this platform, which I'm super grateful. And this particular guest is no different. So I'm going to pull his resume, his bio. But as I pull his bio, I want to say when I first met him, I was Googling looking for herbs, right? And I just happened to find his shop, and I was like, dang, I didn't even know it was a shop on Southside, St. Pete that had herbs. So I was super grateful to meet him and just an awesome dynamic spirit, you know? So I want to go ahead and introduce Michael. He is the dedicated owner of Herbal Artist in St. Petersburg, Florida, in Southside St. Petersburg, Florida. He is driven by passion for natural products and energetic elements. With 15 years of healing arts journey, he is committed to providing holistic wellness solutions to his community and much more. And I want to allow him to talk about the much more, all right? So let's go ahead and bring Michael to the stage. Hey, Michael, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing today, Erin?
I am amazing. Thank you for joining me. I was telling them how I met you. I was Googling herbs, and your shop was Southside St. Pete. And I was like, when did this get here? So tell the people about yourself.
So I call myself God's guinea pig. Basically, I've had diabetic. I started early onset of diabetes at 30 now. And I had found all of these different things. I had ulcers, I had anxiety, and I went to the doctors and nothing worked. And I just kind of gave up and started researching myself and, certain things I worked on, but then, everything started working really well. And a lot of people are going through the detox stuff right now, and they're trying to fix their gut, and there's a million different things out there, but there's only certain things that really work well. And I was able to find regenerative farmers that really just took care of the soil and didn't do, like, I call it, like, they'll put potassium, like the farmers that are not regenerative, they'll mess up the soil will be dead, it'll be compacted, and you're getting whatever they're putting into the soil into the plant, right? And that doesn't work at all.
So it's kind of like with animals, like animals eating whatever they're eating, and we ingest animals. It's the same thing with fruit and vegetables, correct?
Yeah, they're not happy. They're
right.
not, and they're not in their fullest grace that they can be, and that lack enters your body. It's the whole cycle. The whole entire system needs to be changed. It needs to be left alone. We need to just work with the earth and not manipulate and manufacture and strong arm everything to our will. We kind of just all got to come to a peaceful place and understand that everything is here for us. It's always been here for us. We've been in abundance this whole time. But when everything and everyone around is trying to, still talk because they're not ready to break their programming, they're not ready, so what you got to do is...
Let me ask you this first, Michael. Okay, so you said that people are not really ready to break their programming. Right. So in your experience of dealing with people, because we all know it's a big program, and we want to make sure that we make it digestible for people to really understand. And so what are some of the things that you have run across with people that they are so hung up on the old conditionings of how they see eating, health, nutrition?
Right. So what I've learned is you got to take a step back. You got to let them do what they're doing, and you got to be the light. You have to be the light. You have to show them through your own workings. You can't, because I've tried to force, and in the beginning stages, I really force, and I'm like, no, you got to do this. And they just stonewall. You just get stoned.
Right.
Whoa, why doesn't this person want to listen? For whatever reason, they and they stonewall because in a different dimension. They're
Mm.
in a totally different ecosystem than you.
Correct. So I want to mention that because you said that you need to be the light. And I was at your shop and I brought my mom one day and I
Yep.
ended up meeting your mom. And so, and she was such a big, beautiful energy to speak with, but she was sharing with us how, you know, you made the change. You
Yep.
started doing the thing and started eating healthier, changing different things and whatnot. And she said by you showing her certain herbs to
Right.
take for
Right.
certain ailments,
Right.
can you kind of talk about like what kind of herbs could people take for certain things that they're dealing with right now?
So 100,000,000% gut health is number one, because if you're not, so what happens is you start getting ulcers or tears in your stomach, and even even if you don't have a lot of acid reflux and stuff like that, it's still really messing up your ability to take the nutrients in the food, which makes you hungry more, right?
Often.
Yeah, it makes you more hungry more often. And as you can see, there's a huge fasting movement right now. The body only has two modes. It can either digest food, or it's fasting and it's healing the body and it's getting rid of residue that no longer serves it. Right? So the gut health is really important. And the number one thing, I literally just had a woman that was throwing up blood. Yeah, throwing up blood, and she said that she was on an alkaline diet. And then I asked her, like, what are you eating? And she said she ate bell peppers and onions right before, like the day before, and then she threw up blood the next day. So she has a really bad ulcer. And I told her to eat. So I put her on marshmallow root, slippery elm. Slippery elm is really good for the colon and the lower intestines. If you're having like stool issues and it's really hard to go to the bathroom, you're constipated, right? That will help move it out, right? The marshmallow root, which I suggest to take only the powder. Do not take capsules. You can smell the powder. And I'm telling you to do that with a lot of herbs, right? There's all different kinds of instances, like if you're making tea but if you're in desperate need of immediate response, and she's throwing up blood, she needs to.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
To get this thing going. And it's really interesting because I put her on that the day before or 2 days before. She threw up blood. Her husband came to me, and he came to me for something totally different. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting this feeling that, what's going on with your wife? And then he began, and then I was like, okay, cool. Here's marshmallow root, here's slippery elm. And now she's eating a really light soup that I asked her to blend with coconut cream. And she's eating that. So she's eating sweet potato and butternut squash with coconut cream, really chickpeas. So that's
that like coats the stomach, you think, right? Like when I hear like coconut like that, I've been talking it's like going to coat the stomach to make it better, to heal it.
Yeah, well, she's not eating anything that's really going to be hard on the stomach, and the hardness is from the chickpeas. So she's still getting what she needs, but got to go through a healing stage. She's got to go through a healing stage, and it typically takes 3 months to completely heal. I have seen it in my body. In my body, is what's happened to me. Is I have seen it helping grow back the mucilaginous material. And because it's a very mucilaginous, the marshmallow root is very mucilaginous, and it gets lumpy, so you just want to kind of blend it. And I felt it growing it back in my stomach. And 3 months, I wasn't able to eat. I wasn't able to drink coffee. I wasn't able to eat any kind of lemons, oranges. That's how bad it got. Coffee, nothing. The tomato sauce, I couldn't do any of it. I would immediately.
They're very acidic. They're very acidic. So yeah.
Acidic. That's why Dr. Sebi, he says don't eat the tomatoes and stuff like that. So we're actually moving And he was a very great man because we're actually moving from an acidic diet, which messes up your telomeres, right? What keeps you long is the little end caps on your cells, right? Which moringa really
I
helps.
love moringa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tree of life.
Moringa is amazing. That helped me so much in so many like inflammations in my body through the years.
Yes.
Like I love moringa.
Yes, yes. So that's the tree of life. You cannot kill this thing. It
Yeah.
is damn impossible. You can starve it. You can no water, nothing. You can't. You can grow it here in Florida. If you go around St. Pete and you start identifying some of the trees that are around here, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that's moringa. Oh my God, that's moringa." That's
Really?
They're all over the city. They're all
Really?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to really check that out. So let me ask you another question, Michael, because this is really good stuff. And guys, I'm gonna tell you all, when you go to Michael's shop, it's an experience.
Yes.
Like it's an experience. You're not just gonna go in there like Walmart or just pick up some stuff and just be about your business. You are literally going to have an experience of learning, and he's so knowledgeable on so many other things just besides herbs. That's why I just love your shop, and I love the people that come to your shop as well. So let me ask you this: what made you say, "Hey, I want to help other people. I want to show other people about what I've learned to help my body." Like, when was the day that you're like, "I'm gonna make this a business"?
It kind of started like I was doing all of this stuff and I was still doing IT sales.
Mm-hmm.
I was dreading. I was like, I can't get up for work anymore. I can't. Everybody keeps telling me like, "Hey, Mike, when we come over to your house and we hang out, you always have like tea with you. And you always offer this type of stuff and that type of stuff. Why don't you just do that?" So the universe literally told me what to do. I wasn't like looking for it. And that's another thing, like you said, I do a bunch of different stuff. There's also auric programming that we all have as well. And it's the right way to enter to a circumstance or situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're programmed to do the exact opposite. I was programmed to literally initiate when I was supposed to have a magnetic pull of surrender, right, in my body where it would pull people into me, but I didn't trust the universe at all.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult. I had to go out. We're all programmed. Go out there and get it, son. You got.
Yeah, I think we're so programmed to go out versus in.
Yep.
And it's so by design, and and then that's why I had for people on my show, because it's important for people to really unlearn and relearn. Just because they love to judge, like the conversation that we're having, it may be going over some people's heads right now, right? But that's okay. But them still them seeing it and hearing what we're talking about, I think is really, really great. Just to the fact that so many people are so like, that's why I made the show. The show is Head Talk, because people can get their minds out the gutter, right?
Right.
And so many folks have their mind in the gutter.
Yeah, it's all about the negative talk. It's literally, it all comes down to negativity, being pessimistic or being positive, right? So that's literally the base node of everything that's happening on this planet right now. Mm-hmm. It's worst case scenario, best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like, okay, probably prepare for certain things and sort of, but have a positive outlook. Like now, if something happens to me, I'm just like, oh, that was meant to be, because it's stopping me from going in that direction and it's moving me into this other direction. And maybe it's uncomfortable or whatever, but you know what? Now I kind of just let it be. And I don't try to get back at anybody. I don't try to do anything bad to anybody when somebody betrays.
It's a beautiful feeling to be at, and like a space to be at, because I've not always been at that space of, I understand now that everything happens for a reason. At the same time, life is going to life, but it's how you handle it, how you take it on. Like, oh, this situation happened that was kind of bad. Okay, what can I do to get out of this or make it better, versus like your emotions just taking over or letting the circumstances, like in the negativity, as you were saying, bring you down. What do you think people have their mind in the gutter about change?
So change, if you have been living a certain way for a certain period of time and you're accustomed to that, it's gonna feel counterintuitive to change that, because we get comfortable in our cycle. We know what to expect. We're gonna show up at this time. This is what we got to do. It's very robotic, right?
Yeah.
That we're not used to being like a river. The planet, these things grow here, and the river is very winding, and the journey. It's the journey that makes it bold, and that's what we're not used to. Like, it's very difficult to try to reprogram your body and your mind, especially because and I'll break it down to you exactly how it works. When you're drinking a bunch of coffee or drinking a bunch of whatever energy drinks or some kind of thing that you use to perpetuate you to do something that you don't necessarily like, it creates the neural pathways in your mind, and the neural pathways will get bigger and bigger and bigger the more you say yes to something, right?
Yeah.
When you got to switch lanes, you don't have those neural pathways there anymore. You don't have them there. And then now you're switching lanes, and it feels very hard for you to switch that lane because the brain works with the path of least resistance. So if you built these roads in your brain, these neural pathways in your brain to do this thing all the time,
right?
Now, this way. Now you got to build a new road, and it's
to get to that point.
Yeah, it's hard. Hard building roads brain. You know what I'm saying? So, that's basically what it happens. But how do you get over that? That the things are happening to you. I'm a good person. I'm not harming anybody. I don't feel in alignment with my job anymore. I don't feel in alignment with this relationship anymore.
That's hard for people though, Michael. I mean, I know people where you just said their job is not in alignment. That's what so many people, and I think that they're so hung up on the constraints of, money is important. Again, yes, I know it makes the world go round, but like you said, you left your job that you were doing that you were not in alignment with, and then look what has opened up for you within this business, and then helping other people. So yeah.
That's the name of the game. Helping other people. How am I helping other person? And then you get the gifts, right? So we're aligning with the herbs now. The herbs are coming in full force because it's an organic matter.
Mm-hmm.
We take it and ingest it. We are aligned with the earth's frequency, right?
Correct.
We're coming. If you take something that is non-organic, you're not in alignment. Now there's Western medicine, like if you're like in desperate need of a surgery and stuff like that, that works. And there's certain things that do work when you need immediate assistance and stuff like that. But overall, if we daily take care of ourselves daily, we don't need like the surgeries that they'll put us on and stuff like that. So, there's different modalities and stuff like that. And it takes time to move through everything. But if you just incorporate a little bit of organic matter into your body on a daily basis, you're going to see right away, immediately, how much better you feel.
And I want to say this because you mentioned about like surgeries and things like that. I broke my hand in a car accident like in 2016. I broke it like in 3 places in my left hand. And so they told me that after my cast comes off, they would need to do surgery. And I was like, I don't want surgery. So I Googled how to naturally heal bones, and Siberian fir came up because Siberian fir, the essential oil, has been used for hundreds of thousands of years to heal bones and joints. So anywho, I was just dropping it in my cast for those weeks and months that I had to have my cast on my hand. I kid you not, Michael, when they cut the cast off, the doctor was like, they did the x-ray. The doctor was like, your hands healed very well. What was what was going on? And he's asking me how was it? And I said, well, I Googled how to heal my bones. I found Siberian fir essential oil. He looked at the nurse and he looked at her and he was like, okay, because they know that it's like the doctors know that we can use natural things to heal ourselves. Going back to what you were basically saying in just little bits of a time, but those weeks and months. So long story short, I used to do mixed martial arts. And I had an ACL injury, and I had arthritis really bad in my ACL where I mean, you already know ACL injuries take basketball players out the game. So it was a very bad injury that I had, but that Siberian fur, I promise you, putting that essential oil on my knee, like and just massaging it and putting it in, it healed me so well. I did not have to have surgery on my ACL. Like, so I agree with you. Just people just really like changing their mind frame of how they see things and how they've been conditioned. And yes, surgery, you may have to have something for real. I get it. But like you say, the natural medicine from the earth is like, that's what they should really be doing.
Yeah, we're surrounded by it for a reason. We're supposed to incorporating the natural organic earth into our being because it's a reciprocal cycle.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be, oh, let's try this, that doesn't work. Let's try this, that doesn't work. Let's try this, that doesn't work.
Right.
And then you're on 10 milligrams. And then, in a year, you're on 10 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed is in the herbal world is you start out with more to heal whatever it is, or to help repair, or, whatever that thing that you have is. And then you start out high and then you go low. And then you're like, oh, I can just do maintenance here and there and I feel good, or I don't need it anymore because that, that part is better. And then the thing is, the other one, it just goes up, starts slow, and then it goes up high, and then you're always changing, and they're always like writing down.
It's always a new fad. It's always a new this. And I think we've been conditioned to jump on this that doesn't work. Oh, jump on that. And it's like, how the hell are you going to know if it worked if you don't like take the time to at least do it? And it's not going to be an overnight thing, but I can just say for me, I've been on this like journey for a little while now. And so, meeting someone like you was just so great because you were just so willing to give the information. Like it's just a plethora of information and things that you do. So on top, I want you to respect your time. Can you tell people all the things that are going on in the Herbal Artist Shop?
Okay, right now we're basically I'm gonna go nationwide too with this. I'm planning on doing that right now. But it's really a space where somebody can come in and I take my time and I speak to them and I really get to know them. They want a consultation, I'll help them out. There's so many benefits right now. Basically, what I really want to just wrap up and tell you about like herbs and how that works is like, when there's a middleman involved in making something, he's putting or she's putting their intention into that. God, or, if you don't want to get, religious or spiritual, but it's here for us. There's no middleman with the herbs, really. It's just a guide, maybe like myself. I'm a guide. I don't even really call myself a healer because that's a whole nother thing that we don't open up. But like somebody, like I was chosen to do this, and lots of people chosen to do this. They don't really want to do it because at first it's so difficult dealing with people.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it's really
energy and stuff, but
yeah, it's heavy, and you feel that contrast. But you're going, and then when you're the light, you want to be the light. Now you're lighter. Now people want to come to you that actually do want to change, and then it turns into a whole different ball game. So it's really about the intention of what that person is putting into, and if it's manufactured on like if you can grow something that helps your knee or fix your bone or whatever in the backyard, then what do you need this person for? Or that person for, oh, we spent $10 billion on research on this, oh, okay, I took 3 different herbs and this one worked for me and that cost me $25. What I mean? It's completely like this cost this much and this cost this much. It costs
nothing.
So really that's the intention behind it, is that it's all here for us. And especially in Florida, oh man, if you're not,
is Moringa in St. Pete growing? I'm like, what? So now I need to identify what it looks like to me, so that I can like start looking for it in when I go out. I'm always outside walking and in nature and stuff, so I want to be able to identify it.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere, all over St. Pete. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it used to be a avocado orchard and a mango orchard. That's why there's so many mango trees here in St. Pete.
Yeah.
And yeah, mango, I mean, you can grow mangoes at your house. Papaya is like literally the easiest thing to grow.
I'm growing an avocado tree right now. It's just, I know it takes like 2 years for the avocado to grow, but it's already sprouted out like the little branch thing. Like, and it's like you can feel the thickness of it already. So I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited.
You grow your own avocados. You put that love into it. You put that dirt there. Now you have a relationship with your
I
avocado.
talked to it. His name is Avi. His name is Avi. So,
but yo, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avi's gonna take care of you because you take care of Avi.
That's right. That's right.
So it's a reciprocal relationship.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, how could that not be beneficial to you?
Right.
Or to your family? You know, you grow, and that's the thing, you know, you could grow avocados and your mom or whoever or your friend down the street or right across the street could be like, hey, I'm gonna do avocados, you do mangoes. Hey,
let me tell you about mango. We had my great grandmother planted a mango tree at my grandma's house back in 1943, and it still grows to this day.
Oh yeah,
like a plethora of mangoes. So yeah.
And then, you know, that's what I see actually going on a little bit. Like I have certain people, they grow this, I grow bananas. They don't want to grow bananas. They want to grow this or that. So, you know, in the neighborhood here, especially in Florida, we can grow like 5-10 people on the street can just pick and choose which fruits.
Yeah, and we can all feed each other, make a barter system and feed each other. That's really how it's supposed to be. But I mean, big industry changed that, but that's a totally different conversation.
Right. But typically it's you know, with the herbs, typically you want to heal, like get something like for an active over mind, your mind is overactive, your gut, you want to heal your gut. You know, it depends, and you want to get the sugar out of your system. You want to get things that give you energy that are not, you know, I basically say that if it's available everywhere, you should probably kind of like look at that. Why is it?
Yeah.
And then the stuff that, you know, and now I'm stuck on it. And now I got to drink it every day and I got to do that and this, you know what I mean? It's like, these are all some of these things, you know, coffee is wonderful. It's wonderful, but you should take something because it is very acidic. So you should take, if you don't want to get off coffee, you should take something like marshmallow root that will coat your stomach, that will help you pH your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta, like, you know, you just gotta bob and weave.
You can navigate through the matrix.
Yeah. Like I'm operating in the matrix, you know, and sometimes I really want some French fries, man.
Yeah.
Go eat some French fries, cause like, and I could do that, but I'm not eating. You know,
right?
I mean? So like, you know, have fun with it, but like move over into things that because it's not a treat if it's hurting you. It's not a treat if it's hurting you. But if you eat it once a week or twice a week or something, and then it is a treat because it's not really hurting you like that. Right. You know, really just finding a centered ground on how to walk and walking lighter on this earth, because everything really is here for us. It really
is. It really. I hate that we've been so conditioned to not be a part of what God actually created. Like we've been so conditioned to think that. I had made a video about me, and I'm gonna wrap it up. But I had made a video because I go working out, and every time I go working out, I take my shoes off and I go grounding after I work out in the grass. And I was just saying how important it is if you really want to touch God in a physical form. Why not touch the grass or the trees or go outside and be a part of nature and just think that nature? So you know, I really appreciate you, Michael, for coming on, just because I think it's important people to understand and see that. First of all, you're right in St. Petersburg and Southside, but you're also going national. So if anyone's watching this, where can they find you on social media?
I'm on primarily right now. I am on Herbal Artists, and there's a link to my website if you want to check out my website. But I encourage you to come in and really feel the energy.
Yes.
yourself. Like really feel what it feels like to be in a place that's like taken care of, and like I really care about all the stuff that I have, and to talk to me in person, because you'll really feel the genuine love that I do have for people, and
Yes.
it's very tremendous. I pour my heart out for everybody that comes
You
in.
really do. You are a very dope person. So I really appreciate you so much, Michael.
Yes.
And I want to respect your time. So I thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and end this out, but I appreciate you so much for joining me. And I look forward to talking to you. I gotta come out of shop. I know I've been so busy.
Yeah, and I really thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing. Thank you. And it's been such a grace talking to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right, guys. Michael is so amazing. You guys have got to go to his store. Like, don't try to just go online. Go to the store. It's an experience that you want to experience. Okay. So remember, guys, check me out every Sunday at 7 p.m. on whatever platform you're watching me on. All right. For the Head Talk Show. My name is Erin, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.